Hello. Hi. Sorry, literally, as I was just about going live, my sister turns up on her way out, and yeah, so I got caught up for the last 15-20 minutes. Bob Moneybags, how you doing? Tony Favell, I know you were waiting. Sorry, I said I was going to go, and then I basically turned and said that I was going to be 10 minutes, and I was 20. Zed Bits, welcome in. Justin, how you doing? Kobe Ellis, you all right? Yes, I'm very well, Kobe. Thank you very much for asking. And Angie, hello, gorgeous. Rowie, how you doing, honey? I hope I'm going to get it right today. I actually hope I'm going to get it right today. 16 people in the stream and 5 thumbs up. So please. Yes, we're off. Or is that you off? We are live. Paul Butterworth, thank you very much for coming in. And X marks the spot. Yes, I'm here. Finally. So yeah, just got Brock Brown. How you doing, honey? Maltese crypto. Oh, hello, honey. I'm in the UK. Devon Steve, so is he, but he's in a different part of the country. Yeah, I just wanted to sort of touch base with everyone. I haven't been online for a few days now, because there wasn't really anything that I could talk about. So I don't like to just go live and have nothing to say. I like to have some form of information to disseminate. Crypto investor, how you doing? Yeah, so I've been quiet for a couple of days. Sarah, hello, how are you doing? So I thought that I would take a quick peek at Bitrue and the loans that they're doing and see how that compared to like Nexo. And I've got to say, Nexo's terms and conditions are not the easiest ones in the world to try and work out. Basically, I've been trying to get the information that I needed in order to put it on a like for like basis to Bitrue, because obviously with Bitrue you've got quite a set amount. I mean, they're lending up to 60% of the value of the coins, and you can, if the coins drop, then it doesn't become a problem until you actually hit about 80 or 90% of the value on the loan to value side of things. So basically, when you get up to 80-90% of your value of your coins is actually out on a loan, then there's a problem. So you have to put the money in and try and bring that down. I've got to say, Rowie, the Bitrue site is a lot easier to understand. The information is not so hard to find. It's not in the best way when you're talking about the pledge rates and everything like that, about how you calculate everything. And I'm not going to even try and explain it, except for the fact that you can borrow up to 60%, and then basically when you hit, it goes down in price and you hit 80-90% maximum loan to value, then you get a nice little part in the website that comes up in red and says how much needs to be put in to bring yourself back within the guidelines and the limits. And I think that's a really good thing to do. I've got to say, with Nexo, I know that they do different percentages. When I first looked into it, it was something that I found, but I only had an hour since I got back because I started my new job today. So basically, I only had an hour to try and do some research into this. So it's taken me that long just to try and find any information at all. Unfortunately, they also tend to put their interest rates. Then they're saying the annual interest rate of 8% upwards, but you don't actually get to see what the annual interest rate is. And when I've sat and worked back the interest rates on the daily interest in dollars or pounds against the value of the loan that you are taking out, it is sitting at about 0.02%, which is lower than the 0.04% that Bitrue is offering. But I have to say that when they're talking about where their maximum limits are and what they do, I need to get to grips with that, because that is quite intricate. The way that they've worded it, it's not what I class as consumer friendly. When it's not consumer friendly, usually it's because it's not a great thing. Blinding by science is what I call it. So basically, on a like-for-like basis, I think you'll find that Nexo is going to be, interest rate-wise, is going to be better for now. And obviously, it's 8% per annum if you're using the Nexo coin, and we're still waiting for the Bitrue coin to help to offset some of that interest rate that we're looking at from Bitrue. So that will be changing, but at the moment, it's 0.04% per month, paid monthly, and you have to pay it by the 1st to the 5th of the following month. So whatever your interest is for the month that you borrow, you either repay the whole thing at the end of the month, or you pay the interest, and that has to be paid over between the 1st and the 5th. And if you don't pay it, then they will sell down some of your coins in order to pay for that on the 6th. So there's quite some, I mean, 5 days to pay it is quite good. But if you go over that period, then you've got yourself to blame on that one. So you'd have to be very, very organized in yourself in order to be able to do the borrowing to the maximum efficiency that it allows you to do. So just have a quick look, because Danny's coming. Hello, Danny. How are you doing? Ronald Canatella, sorry. Bob, what's Bitrue? Yeah, right. And oh God, he's got loads of things. See, let me go back up. So Devon Steve says that he likes Bitrue and he trusts them, and Justin says it's too much of a gamble, he thinks. So Bob was what's Bitrue, but he's obviously joking because he knows exactly who Bitrue is. Devon Steve has said that he won't be doing any form of loan back through till XRP shoots up, which is a smart thing to do. XRP Ball 1987, no notification on YouTube. What did you miss? Not a lot. I've only been on for a couple of minutes, so it'll probably catch you up at some point while you're actually on the stream. Angie, congrats on your new job today. Thank you very much. I think I shared it in one of the ladies groups, but I'm actually started a job where I'm setting the office up from scratch. So I've walked in, they've showed me the area, given me the plans and what they want to do, and I've gone, this ain't gonna work. So this is what happens when men design. Hopefully they don't know I do a YouTube video and never actually see this, but yeah, it needed a woman's touch. Bob Moneybags, I hope you get fired. Yeah, thanks, mate. Angel Connie, how you doing, honey? Love you. Love you, love you. I know it's a joke, Bob. I don't take you seriously on that side of it unless we are chatting on the phone, and then I'll take you seriously. So Matt Reiter is in. Hello, honey. And SW has joined in too. Bloody hell. Okay. So some of the heavy hitters are coming in. Casual crypto guy. Oh, and it jumps again. Oh my God. See, this is what happens when I let it go down too much. He's entered the chat. So Peter Convey, hello peeps. And SW says she wouldn't touch a crypto loan. Yeah, absolutely. No, I can. X marks the spot. Completely agrees with you. And Angel Connie says too. There's going to be times when people are going to take the loans out. There is a good reason to take the loan out. If you want to mitigate your capital gains tax, you know, if you've got nothing else set up at the moment, then sometimes it's going to be a good idea to try and beat the that was my mum on the phone. Don't know why she's ringing me, but she's probably not realised that I've gone live. So let me just let her know, because otherwise she'll keep ringing back because she'll think something's wrong. Mum, come join me. I'm live. Okay. SW, Bob, no one takes you seriously. Yeah, we do, but just not when he's wearing a tutu. Renee Hugeman, hi from Holland. What are your thoughts about Q4 and MoneyGram figure in Q4? We'll follow that. That'll come later. Pick on Bob's stream. No, Bob does wonderful things for charity, so he gets a lot of leniency that other people don't get. Tony Favell is actually watching me on a 42-inch screen because he's watching me from home tonight because he's on days. So yes, SW, watching Bob get triggered is the best. So yeah, so basically what I'm saying is there are going to be times when a loan is going to be a good idea when compared to other alternatives. So at a time when we know that the XRP is going to go up and we're actually out of the bear market that we're sort of still seemingly in at the moment, once it starts to go up, then to take a loan against your coins so you get to keep your coins while it's still continuing up is actually a fairly good idea to do. Unlike me, who has been selling off a couple of thousand, 3, 4, it's been going up month by month actually. Of the XRP in order to live, if I was certain that XRP was going to go up sometime soon, then it would have been worthwhile me taking the loan out against the coin so that I get to keep the coins and then I can pay it back at a later time. Because obviously I've got my job started, got the money from my house. Hopefully my house sale will mean that my outgoings are going to go down and everything like that. So it's a way of keeping hold of your coins to hedge against the growth that's going to come. So in certain circumstances, it's a good idea. But like I said earlier, you have to be really regimented on what you're doing in order to make sure that you don't lose out. Because if you leave it until the 6th of the following month and you haven't paid your interest over, you're going to lose some of your coins. If it gets to a certain point, then they will literally sell down the coins, because if you're not doing what you need to do and you go out with the agreement, then they have every right to basically cash your coins in to the tune of what you owe them with the interest you haven't paid, and then give you back the balance. And that is the long and short of it. So you could, if you're stuck, then obviously that is going to be your only way, and you still end up with some of your coins back. But you need to understand that you're only getting 60% of the value of the coins up front. So there is a cusp where it's not really viable. So when people were saying that the price of the coins needs to go up, you need to be certain that they are going to continue to go up and not come down, because at that point you need to find the money that you've borrowed in order to pay back what you owe. But at 0.04%, that's not a huge amount of money either. So if you do have an income coming in and you can hedge against that, then that is a good way of doing it too. Because 0.04% is really, I mean, that's daily. That is quite a low amount if you've got no alternative other than to sell your coins. So Devin Steve said, main reason I do a loan in the main is to hold on to my XRP for as long as possible. Yeah. And knowing what we know that's coming, then basically what it will do is enable you to reap the benefits of the growth that's coming at a time when maybe you need to to sell down enough to repay loans or credit cards, or even to take out your initial investment. You know, if you don't have to cash in at $10 knowing it's going to be 100, then it makes sense. But you have to be, one, you have to take into consideration that it might go down. Two, you need to make sure that you are happy that if it does go down, that you could end up losing some of those coins, if not all. You know, if you're only borrowing 60% of it and you're borrowing at $10, and it goes down to $5, and you can't cover the interest and bring it back up to 60% of $5 instead of well, it would be nearly 100%. So you'd need to come up with some of it. So basically what you'd need to do is you'd need to watch what is happening with the values. You need to be on the ball all the time. That was my mum. My radiators. Yeah, sorry. I'm when I move into my new house, I'm taking all the radiators and the central heating out, and I'm going for plug-in electrical radiators that are eco-friendly. So they're low cost to run, and they've got a form of patented system inside them that holds the heat. So it heats the room, but also holds the heat in itself, and then it switches itself off and continues to pass heat out. So they're on Ideal World right now in the UK. So she was just letting me know because they've got £57.50 off. But as I haven't sold my house yet, I can't afford them anyway. Hey ho, such is life. So are loans active currently? Yes, they are. If you take a loan XRP versus USDT, it's like shorting. I have no idea what that means, Rowie, but I'm sure that somebody could explain it, because I couldn't. I shorts and longs and all that sort of stuff, I don't get it. My brain just doesn't switch in. Justin says, grow your coins, but the risk is there that you lose your coins. And it's also one of those things where if you're going to sell your coins, you're going to lose them anyway. So sometimes that is worth, but again, you need to be sure on how you stand against that attitude to risk and loss. And that's the biggest thing that I can say to people. Be aware of your attitude to risk, your capability of loss. You know, if there was a sudden downturn, you know, could you then top it up? Would you have other coins that you could put into it to top it up in the meantime while you're waiting for it to go back up? You know, or would you want to pay it off at that point? So, you know, there's I'm great when I've actually got examples in front of me, right? So if somebody comes to me and said, right, I borrowed this against this, it's gone down to this, what's the best way of doing it? I will sit down and work out the best way for you. So I will always be able to put the facts and figures in front of you in an absolute way for you to make your mind up on how you want to go forward in a more informed way. You know, not advice or anything like that. I'm not allowed to do that. I don't do debt management or anything like that. But what I can do is I can explain figures. It's difficult to explain figures when there's no working examples to show you, because I still haven't managed to work out, Darren. I still haven't managed to work out, because Darren and Tony bought me one of these, which was amazing for them to do that. And I wasn't expecting it. It's one of those Stream Deck things. Yeah, I haven't worked out how to do it, but he's preloaded everything in for me and sorted it all out. So all I have to do is press buttons, apparently. But that means getting into grips with the streaming software that I downloaded, and I haven't done that yet. I'm sorry, but I will get to it. I prefer this, you know, rather than sharing screens and things like that. I prefer the interaction on the face-to-face, but it doesn't help when I'm doing things like this that I can't actually show you what I'm talking about in ways that illustrates it for you, where I'm not just talking it, I'm showing. But MoneyGram is sitting at 3.67. Is that dollars or pounds, SW? Plasma Plasma ball. Yes. 42-inch plasma. Sorry. Screen. Bitrue.com/loan. Rowies let you know the place to go to. Crypto investor. Oh wow, it retraced a lot. I take that means that MoneyGram retraced a lot, maybe. ZBits is asking a question about if the loans are active. Yes, they are. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm just catching up. Cryptic Life, what's up all? Everything's fine. RJM, will my coins be safe on the exchange? Okay, again, RJM, it comes down to Rowie, I have made you a moderator so you can put links now. So that's you can put the links up. Sorry about that. Will your coins be safe on exchange? It's down to risk. It's your risk assessment on what you're willing to it's a capacity for loss and it's your attitude to risk. I've known people lose money on nanos, so nanos aren't 100%. I've also known people who have, well, the exchanges can be hacked. Bitrue have a self-insurance where they insure you up to $1 million per customer. That's not a Lloyd's of London thing. That's a personal thing that they've got, which they guarantee for people. It's down to you what your risk rating is on that side of it. I personally think that having my coins in Power Piggy, I sleep better at night. Having some on Power Piggy and some in my Nano, so I've covered both options. So if one disappears, I've still got the other, and if that one disappears, I've still got that. So it's for me, it's, and I also have them on different exchanges, but only small amounts, ready for cash out. So my exit plans are in place. So I hope that helps. I can't tell you what to do, and I can't tell you anything's 100% because it's not. Chris at XRP, evening, what did I miss? Not a lot. I'm talking shit again. Crypto investor, when the daily candle body is smaller than the wick, that's a price reversal candle and a signal to buy. Watch tomorrow's daily candle. So when the daily candle body is smaller than the wick, that's the price reversal candle and a signal to buy. So that means it's going down. Okay. Set the stop loss, says Justin. Okay. I still crap at all this sort of stuff. I just buy and hold. Every time that I try and sell to buy more stuff in, I get bit really badly. Right, Chris, Connie's going to give you a detention. You're misbehaving. So yeah, you're late to the party. So you missed the first 15 minutes. AJ's going to kill you, Z bits. Possibly. What did you do wrong? Seen those come from France. I think they look good rads. Oh yes, Devon Steve. Yeah, it's called warm home heating, and to be honest, I want to get rid of pipes out of the house, and I think it's a really, really good way of doing it. Plus the fact technology moves on. You know, having gas central heating, and heating the whole house in order to heat a room, even if it's because I tend not to have heating on in the bedroom, and I can turn my radiators off. Yes, I know, but it's still, even when I put the hot water on to boil, because I've actually got an airing cupboard and a tank, old style heaters, and even when I put the hot water on, it heats all the radiators upstairs. So during the summer, I turn all the radiators off anyway. But then when the winter comes in, I prefer to have a warmer downstairs and a cooler upstairs, and you can't do that individually with the temperatures. So even and the thing is, heat rises, so you're constantly heating the downstairs, which is throwing the heat upstairs. So it's easier to be able to heat per room. and that's the way I'm looking at it. So in my new house, yes, I'm ripping out all the central heating. I'm taking out all the copper piping, which I will take down and sell. And then basically what that means is I'm not gonna have the pipes around the house. I'm gonna have a very limited amount of electrical points, and I'm gonna have hopefully, fingers crossed, if it works the way it's going to work, I'm going to end up with a Faraday cage around anything that's specifically electrical, like the electric meters and the Wi-Fi, and then there'll be a hard plug-in for Wi-Fi for the internet. So there's going to be an Ethernet cable in every room, and then yeah, I'll just have to work on my data for the phones. I think that's going to be the best way of doing things. But there you go. Rowie says, if you pledge XRP and loan, oh yeah, no, I've gone past that, sorry. Chris would take a loan out to buy more. Not always a good idea, Chris, because if it goes down after you take out the loan, then not only are you spending the money that you're getting, so you can't use it as a backup, then you are also at a time when it's still not guaranteed that we're going into a bull run. You could overextend yourself. Bob Moneybag says short is placing a put option, which means you're betting that a stock will lower in value. That's a simple explanation. Okay. George, my little friend, how you doing, honey? Ferdy's in the house. Hello, honey. How you doing? I've got your DM and I will respond to it after I've finished with the live stream. So basically, Bob Moneybags is saying I placed a few $4 put options on MGI when it was $6 for February to expire. I placed a few $4 put options on MoneyGram when it was $6 for February to expire. Okay, I still don't understand it, but don't worry about it. 1 million per wallet, yeah, well, per customer. Maltese crypto, after the reset, you will be able to buy property pennies on the pound, and your XRP will have massive buying power. Using a loan will give you liquidity to buy and create new lines of income. Yes, it will, but you've got to wait for it to go up first. And also, don't be surprised if we don't go into as much of a recession as what we first thought it was going to happen, because something's been said at the Christine Lagarde said something to do with the European banks, and I think it's also linked into Trump, but I haven't gone into that, so I couldn't tell you exactly what's happening on that one. That heating thing is interesting. Can you put a link in the chat? Ideal World. It's idealworld.com. IDEAL. And they do it that way. Radiators work on flow and return through the entire system. You'd be correct, XRP Boo Boo. It's an old system, should be upgraded, just like the financial system. You know, I like the way you link that in there. 3144 Jimmy C. Very, very good. XRP Ball. I'm sorry, hun. You know, I set up OBS to show you and whatever you wanted on the same screen. I know, but I haven't plugged in the second screen yet. But they've set me up 2 screens on my computer, or my new computer, at this job that I've started today, and it looks fairly simple. So I'm going to try and yeah, link that in and do that. But I will practice. I promise. At some point. Put option equals bet stock will fall. Okay, yep, I get that. That's fine. On-demand liquidity. Yes, it is X marks the spot. RJM. Doesn't matter how many sockets you have, it won't use any more electricity. It only uses what you plug in. I know, but also the the electrical circuit that happens with the amount of wires you've got around the house. So if you can limit the amount of sockets that you've got, i.e. pick the walls that I actually intend on putting anything electrical. So wherever there's a mirror, I want to be able to put in my plug in my hairdryer and my straighteners, but not both at the same time. And yeah, and the radiator will plug into the wall, so that'll be a hard plug in. And I don't have TV in the room, so I won't need that many sockets. I try not to. I'm having the whole place rewired, so I'm going to be very set on where things are, and then as and when I sell the house at a later date, they can put in sockets to their heart's content. My whole point is to bring down the amount of electricity wiring that you get in a house, because I found that when I took out my wall lights and switched them so that they were completely off, took the wires out, or not took the wires out, I took the lights off, capped the wires, and then got somebody to trace back where it went into the fuse box. And then basically, because they were separately wired in my previous house, all of the wall lighting was actually done on a separate fuse thing, whatever way. But anyway, what it did was I took the television out, no stereo in there. You know, I have a Bose sound system that I can run my my telephone through, and basically that was topped up because it's just a charge thing, and that was topped up out in the hallway, and I kept everything out of the bedroom. Even I don't even plug my phone into the wall most of the time. I actually have a brick, which is a massive portable can't think what the name of it is, but it's a portable battery, and basically I charge all my phones from that, so I can have 4 phones running off of that, just enough to run the other 3 phones when I'm doing my daily login for all of my coins, and then this phone just gets topped up as I go, and I keep it away from the sockets, from the main sockets, because they get really hot. So I don't actually try and utilize too much electricity in my bedroom in any way, shape or form, and it makes for a very good night's sleep. So Puppy Tube HD, hiya boo boo, hello honey, how you doing? Interview with BG on Friday, Brad Garlinghouse. Yes, I saw that. That's Pompiano. Basically, he's doing it. Yeah, he's going to post the podcast on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, he's doing it on Friday, but we won't actually get to see that. And apparently, it's no hold bars. No hold barred. So basically, any question can be asked, but I'm sure there's going to be certain things that they're not allowed to talk about, I would imagine. And after my YouTube briefly that I did about, do you remember what I said about there could be a way that R3 and Ripple are working, where R3 are taking the larger banks and Ripple are taking the smaller remittances. The person that I was talking to got back in touch with them directly, and the person who was talking at Cybos was basically talking out their arse. So yeah, so basically when they were told they're not looking for that type of large payments, cross-border payments, that 3.5 billion a day, he was told that they're not looking at that side of it. It's because he was working for a different side of Ripple, and he wasn't particularly looking for larger banks with the higher amounts cross borders. He was looking specifically for the remittance side of things, so they actually booked him in with the wrong person. So big apologies on that. So so that now puts to bed that part of what I was thinking was going to happen. Maltese crypto, reset and recession are not the same thing, boo-boo. Reset is about changing out the old financial system for the new. They need to drive down the debt of the old system, so devaluing everything. Yeah, absolutely. But the new system doesn't have to be in until November 2021. So we've still got 2 years to get through. So I think that obviously the reset's going to happen in order to drive down the debt of the old system, i.e. devaluing, like you say. We would have to touch on a recession, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as the depression that has been bandied about. I don't think it's all about what we've been saying about this is going to be like the biggest thing since the Great Depression of the 20s, 30s. The noises that are coming out is that it's not going to get that bad this time, because they're going to accelerate the timescales. And I personally think that the acceleration of the timescales is all to do with this Libra stuff. But I mean, we won't know. The only way we're going to know is when we actually join the dots after everything happens. So I mean, it's all pure speculation at the moment. Chris XRP, why the F is our guys not getting this interview? Well, Pompiano, yeah, I wonder. Because our guys would ask the right questions. You really want to go up against Sam I Am? I'd love to see an interview with Sam I Am and Brad Garlinghouse, because he would dig down deep. As you know, Brad Kimes would have a different aspect of questioning. Alex Cobb, probably different style again. So they would all hit on different aspects, but they would have a real deep dive with him. Whereas Pompiano, I'll be surprised if he can do as deep dive as what our guys can. And that's the reason they stay away from us. You know, we know too much and we could ask all the right questions. So Angel Girl says, we hear much about NDAs, especially in chats nowadays. Shh. Yeah, can't talk about the NDAs. You're right, crypto investor. Pomp doesn't know anything, so he won't ask the right questions. It's a shame, because he's going to be focusing on talking about Bitcoin, I think, you know. And I think the big news that will come out of the interview with Brad Garlinghouse will be he owns Bitcoin, even though he's the CEO of Ripple, which is you know, XRP coin. X marks the spot. What was previously called X Rapid is now called On Demand Liquidity, abbreviated ODL. On Demand Liquidity, regardless of whether you use ODL or the traditional liquidity scheme, pre-funding. Oh, that's interesting. So regardless of whether you use the on-demand liquidity of X Rapid or the pre-funding, the Nostro Vostro, sorry. The rest is the same mechanism, platforms such as remittance messaging. This allows financial institutions that initially use RippleNet in the traditional liquidity scheme to seamlessly switch to on-demand liquidity in the future. The timing of ODL. Is that timing of ODL X marks the spot? Is that going to be November 2021? Is that going to be when the faster payments have to be in? That would be a question, if you know. RJM, what about the price, Boo? Has your timescales changed? Do you see slow and steady or big jump? I see like an up. Of course, I see it jumping in sections. So I think it's going to jump up, retrace a bit, jump up, retrace a bit. But when it jumps up, it's going to hold around that. So it will retrace a bit, but it will be the equivalent of the steps. So like like walking up steps, with obviously it's got to fluctuate up and down. Otherwise, everybody will be jumping in and throwing the price up anyway. But yeah, I don't see a massive jump. I see it going up in chunks, literally. because they have to show that it's a stable coin. Jimmy C, you could be correct, crypto investor, but I don't think the reasons for wanting to speak with BG are accurate, i.e. wanting to learn about XRP, which is what I said. SW says, I think it would be bad if they don't step in and change the system. I think they were always going to change the system and are always going to change the system. But I don't think it's going to be in the timescales that we hope for. And I don't think it's going to be in the timescales they hoped for either. I'd be somewhere in the middle, because obviously we want it as of yesterday. Whereas, you know, I think they were thinking sometime in the future after November 2021. Angel Gal, yes, I would love to see To The Like Votes do that interview. Sam would be awesome. Yes, he would. Yes, he would. But I don't think. Oh, X marks the spot. See you later, hun. Pomp might hold XRP, but I don't think he is as knowledgeable. If anybody should have got, and this is to you, Brad Garlinghouse, if anyone should have got an interview with you, you should have come to the community. I think it's quite poor show that you're not allowing the community to interview you, and you're going to somebody who is not an XRP person. So very poor show. Mac Daddy, how you doing, honey? I saw you go into Love for Crypto Telegram chat. So I will see you on there. It jumps up so much. I mean, I went on first thing this morning. By the time I got home from work tonight, it was like 434 messages on there. Can't keep up. Can't keep up. Crypto Investor says, yeah, I just think it's a missed opportunity. Brad wants to steer well clear of the likes of Sam, Alex, because there are too much moon boys. I don't think. Sam's not a moon boy. Sam's not a moon boy at all. He's very cute with what he says, but he's not a moon boy, no. Alex gets excited. I think he'd be a good one, but I think it would need to be a joint exercise. Someone like Alex with Brad Kimes would go well, but Sam would do a great interview. And Chris XP says it's rebranding to push everything through XRP Q4 would be interesting. What's rebranding? Yeah, Sam is a really intelligent man. Very, very intelligent man. What's rebranding, Chris XRP? I missed that one. Everything being pushed through Q4 was MoneyGram. MoneyGram's going to start off slowly, and it's going to increase its rails, so it's going to be able to go out to different places, but it does not have corner of the market yet. Ripple's XRP. Ripple's XRP's rebranding. You're talking about the RippleNet, because basically RippleNet is going to be the center of the lot. One ring to bind them all, honestly. So basically everything that goes through, can you shoot a property through to come out with Bitcoin, or you can shoot a car through to come out as Ethereum, or you can put gold in to come back as fiat. So that the RippleNet, that's what it's for. That's basically what it's going to be doing. So basically the Ripple has removed a lot of the names of the services that they provide, because it's all amalgamating into one. That was the whole plan the whole time. You know, what was the point of having X Current, X Rapid? Yeah, and now it's being branded as online liquidity. Exactly that, Tony. But basically what they're doing is that they're amalgamating the software, so that, don't you remember what happened when they first brought out X Current? Basically what happened was, when you went into your app or your when the banks were going in to send money, they were having all the alternatives. So if you sent it by Swift, it was going to be that. If you did it through X Current, it's going to be that. And if you did it through X Rapid, it's going to do that. So X Current can use XRP now to settle. That's something that they changed. But X Rapid and X Current, they amalgamated. So X Rapid is just like an X Current 2.0. Yes. So X Rapid, X Current, and X Via. That's the one I couldn't remember. Are bundled up as on-demand liquidity now, but everything will go through. Everything will go through RippleNet. And yes, they rebranded their service. They amalgamated it. Sorry, I completely missed what you were trying to say there, Chris. So yeah, so that's what they're doing. I mean, basically, it's one of those things that it would have always been. You don't bring out. It's like, how do I explain it? It's like bringing out a software database, right? So I don't know. I work in financial services, so basically, you bring out this software that can do X, Y, Z. But if you pay X amount of money per month, you only get access to one part of it. But if you pay more, then you get access to two parts of it. And then, if you buy the whole service, then you get access to the whole lot. Well, over time, that sort of starts to mold into or meld into each other. So ultimately, what you end up with is one service, one payment. But when they launch these things out, they say to you, "Oh, come and just do the basics with us, and it'll only cost you this amount of money." Or come and do the intermediate with us, and it's going to cost you a little bit more, but you get this extra service. Or come full blown with us, and we'll do the whole thing for you. And basically, that's what they've done. They've launched out the three services, and then bit by bit, they've just amalgamated them in. So the companies might not have been aiming for X Rapid, but ultimately they've got it. So whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it, whatever you could call it the on-demand liquidity, you could call it RippleNet, you could call it X Current 4.0, whatever. Yes, X Current does use XRP. That's something that they brought out. I think it was about 4 or 5 months after they launched it. And XRP will still run in the background no matter what, because RippleNet, when you shove the money in that side and it comes out that side, what goes on in between is XRP. So one ring to bind them all. We're going back to that. So they are amalgamating and upgrading. So now, X Current has been upgraded to RippleNet or on-demand liquidity. So what it's doing is it's making it more simple. So they might not want to be using X Rapid, but there's the little list that's going to come up and say, well, if you send it via X Current, it's going to take 4 hours and cost you that amount. But if you send it through X Rapid, so they won't call it that, option 1, option 2, option 3. So option 3 will be in 4 seconds, and it's going to cost you this amount, penny. Why wouldn't you? It's a no-brainer. So they gradually, slowly catch your monkey. It's a very, but it's standard thing for companies to do. Critical information you didn't know, Jimmy. Yeah, you come to me, and everybody else will tell you what you need to know. I'm just the catalyst that actually puts you lot together. And that's why I come on here. I've got rubbish technical information or anything like that. But what I do is I'll pick a subject, talk to you about a little bit, and then bring you all in. And then basically what we can do is have a chat on there. I'll give you my point of view, and everybody else will give you their points of view, and information is shared. And that's amazing. That's the whole point about doing it live, rather than me talking to you for 5 or 10 minutes. I'll go live for nearly an hour, and basically you get to chat between yourselves as well at the same time. Sergio Marine is in the house. Threadwork Derek has joined us. We've got new people in. So basically, yeah, the only other thing that I wanted to talk to you about today was I did I've been pulling away from Facebook for quite some time. Did I happen to mention XRP in work yet? I only started today. Give me a chance. I'm working in an office that hasn't even got desks. I've got to put all the infrastructure in, all the stud walls and meeting rooms and conference rooms and our desks and yeah, networks and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. No, I haven't, not yet. But I no, there's only a few of us in the whole place, but no, not yet. I will do. I've mentioned that I'm into cryptocurrency, and I've got to say, I mentioned it when we were out for coffee today, and one of the other bosses basically turned around and said, so we'll just be getting through and we'll have a stock market crash, and what you're saying is basically all that money pumps into crypto and you're going to be giving in your notice at a time when everybody's going to be getting in contact with us because the bottom's gone out the stock market and wants some help to make sure that they're feeling better about the fact that their stuff's going down temporarily, and you're going to be giving us a little white letter and saying you're leaving because you've got millions. And I went, no, I haven't really got that many. I haven't got that many coins, not yet. So and he just looked at me and I was like, honestly. But yeah, so talking about Facebook. So I saw this thing on Facebook. I've been pulling away from Facebook for quite some time now. And I saw this thing on Facebook, which basically said that anybody that mentions Tommy Robinson in a good light, no, I don't want them watching me. Hi, D. Daniels. So I saw something that said that Facebook, anything to do with Tommy Robinson, if you talk about him in a good light, then they will ban you. So I thought, right, little person that I am, I started sharing some cat and dog videos. So I shared lots of cuddly cat things with gorgeous little dog things and everything like that. And I tagged and I said, Tommy Robinson would really like this. And oh, so cute. Tommy Robinson missed this when he was in prison. So I did lots of, and I shared about, I don't know, 10 different things, and I mentioned his name in every single one of them. Guess what? Went into Facebook today for the first time in a week, and they've taken my countdown. So there you go. So Facebook, basically, I hate you, and you are a bunch of shits, you libtard leftist bastards. Ran over. Yeah, I can't believe that they would do that. I mean, it was a test and they failed miserably. So this is you, Facebook. You're a bunch of losers, and thank God I'd pulled away, and hopefully I haven't lost too many of my photographs off there, because I really didn't think that you would do that. So I haven't actually got my pictures off of there. But yeah, so I'm banned from Facebook for sharing cat videos. There you go. How stupid is that? So so I thought that anybody that's got me on Facebook, I'm no longer on there, and I probably won't go back on there either. Done. Absolutely done. I've got a WhatsApp family group, and I need to keep in touch with people on there. But that's it. Facebook and me are parting ways, which is a real shame. But they failed the test, and to be perfectly honest, there's going to be a lot of people failing that test, and these are the people that are going to be running a Libra coin. Really, you trust these people with your money? Don't do it. Don't do it. Because the moment that they take you down, they could just on a whim take you down. You could lose your account completely. So how would that work? So Facebook, you are a Oh, basically, you've just shot yourselves in the foot with what you're doing, because no country is going to allow you to take on not do a cryptocurrency, because you don't have access for every single person to have access to it. So yeah. So I thought I'd then end on that great note. I've done my 55 minutes, which means I'm under an hour. So I actually get it's 9:45 at night. So I need to do some relaxing. RJM never joined fake book. People pretend to have the perfect life. Look what I have or bought. Look what I'm eating. No thanks. Well done, boo. I haven't actually been on there for quite some time, but I did like to share the cats and dogs, and also keep in touch with some of my longer term friends. Centralized Facebook coin counterparts risk. Yep, absolutely. Community cat, same for not abiding by community guidelines. Same with Instagram for sharing pictures of my cat. Wow. Okay. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. I've got 33 people in. I've got 26 likes. So anybody that hasn't, press the thumbs up, please. And I will catch you all. Hopefully tomorrow I will have something more to tell you. I've got a friend who has got some important a friend of mine who's got some important meetings that will feed me back, and hopefully we'll have an idea of the sort of level that they're going in for. I can't tell you any more than that. So it's a case of good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, and good night from me. Okay then, you take care everyone. Bye.